So let's begin with the previous class session what we have covered in the last class. Then move to the today's topic, that is session number 12, that is reusing of the code. So in the last class we have started with the CF script language, that is what is the CF script language, how it is used in this one. So in the introductory session of this course it was pointed out on the Qual Fusion, that is based on the tag oriented CFML. So in the early classes we have finished about the CFML, that is how to use the CFML and where to use the CFML, that is what is the concept that is used for the CFML. So that begins with the CFML of the concepts. However, CFMX also includes the scripting language which can be activated by the tag CF script. So that it can be activated by the tag, that is a CF script, that is a CFML. And the CS script language has a similar codes that is very similar to the programming languages like C, and it have a JavaScript also that is used for the coding, that is used for the JavaScripting, while JavaScript is a tool for extending the HTML on the client side. So JavaScript is also used as a tool for extending the HTML. So whenever we extend the HTML, that can be used on the client side, and the scripting tool, that is a CF script, is an extension of CFMX on the server side. And the syntax of the CS script is very simple and discussed by the RBB that we have discussed. So there are multiple rules that should be take care of that is the CS script can be included in the CFMX templates, but must also be or always be enclosed by the tag pair, that is the CS script opening and the CS script. So whatever the CS script, scripts we are using, that is enclosed within the opening of the CS script and the closing of the CF script. And CF tags cannot be used within a CF script. So CF tags cannot be used within a CF script. CF functions can be used in the CF scripts, and the variable that is defined in a CF templates are available in a CF script and the vice versa. So whatever the variable that is defined in the CF script template that are available in the CF script, and there is a vice versa concept is also true. CF scripts usually give more compact code than the CFML. So that gives a more compact code that is available with the CF scripts, and many programmers trained in the conventional programming feel more comfortable with the CF script code we, that can be used with the tag-based statements of the CFML. So whatever the tag-based statements of the CFML that is used with the CF script code, that is used with the CFML. The next is comparing CFML and the CF script. That is how to compare the CFML and the CF script. So to demonstrate the CF scripts, we are returning to the parcel.cfm. So there is a parcel.cfm template of the regular expressions example that is discussed in the first part of the session. And the code that is used for parsing is now developed by means of the CF script instead of the CFML tags. So instead of the CFML tags, we are using the CF script codes. And the CF file tags in the beginning of the parcel template of the previous session, which are needed for uploading and handling the files to be parsed. So whatever the files, whatever the tag that is used for the CF file tags, that is using the table tags for displaying the results. The parcel script.cfm template start with the CF file tags that needs to upload to the location file, that is the path file.txt. And this is a parcel.script file that is used in the last class, that we have discussed in the last class for uploading the files, that is used with the uploading. There are multiple actions that is available for uploading the file. So this is the winding up of the last session that we have discussed. Now next session is the reusing of the code, that is how to reuse the code. That is session number 12. Oops. Hello, yes. So that is session number 12, that is how to reuse the code. So topic for this session is reuse, the main of which is less work extensive and applications to perform more effectively. That is, what is the main task that is used to reuse the code again and again. So what is the main aim, that is which is to make the development less work extensive. So make the development less work extensive and applications to perform more effectively. That is how to develop the, or how to make the development very effectively, or how to make the development less work extensive and application to perform more effectively. And the main aim is obtained by spending more resources and time on new tasks considered to be repetitive. So whatever the task that is considered to be repetitive task that is considered, and to organize the result in such a way that they can easily be used when needed for the development of new applications. So whenever they are developing for the new application, they are developed in the new application for the development of the new criteria by spending more resources and the time. And there are other important issues that is associated with this objective which we cannot discuss in this course. So which cannot be discussed in this course, among which are the scaling and the load balancing. That is not discussed in this one. That is not reused for this code. That is known as the scaling and the load balancing. So this is a reusing the code, that is how to reuse the code. Then next is reusing code. So there is a cold fusion approaches that is available for reusing the code. So when the program computer emerged in the 1940s, it was soon recognized that a large proportion of development time was in fact used for reinventing and the reusing. That is, large amount of time is also going for the reinventing and the recoding programs already prepared. So whatever the program that is already prepared, so most of the time is available for the reinventing and recoding the programs, but unfortunately not always taken well care of and made available or disturbed it. So that is not available, or they are mentally, or they are already, we can say, the well maintained programs. So but unfortunately not always taken well care of and made available or disturbed. That is used with the code fusion language. So we have to reuse the code again and again for making the code available that have been established, systemized, published and distributed. About 20 years later, the object-oriented programming took off. That is, after 20 years of the gaining, that is after the 1940s, after 20 years, that is in the 1960s, there is object-oriented programming that came into the picture, and the class libraries were developed and assembled with extended possibility for reuse. That is, the different libraries, class libraries were developed and assembled with extended possibilities for the reusing of the development that is developed with the use of the class library. So that is a programming language that is accessed or that is used in this way. Now, what are the various approaches? That is, the first is the cold fusion approach. So there is a cold fusion MX that includes a battery of approaches for facilitating systematic reuse of the including. So that is, whenever we use the cold fusion MX, that includes a variety, or that includes a battery of the approaches for facilitating the systematic reuse of the code. So that includes what are the various facilitating, or what are the various systematic codes that is reused again and again. Now, the first one that is reused again and again is the CF include tag. So the first tag that is used is the CF include tag. Then next is the custom tag. Then next is the user defined functions. Then next is the CFX tag. Then next is the component. So these are the various approaches, or these are the various multiple tasks, that is multiple approaches, multiple tool that we can using for approaching into the for including the reusing of the code. That means these are the codes, these are the criteria by which we can reuse our codes. For example, the CF include tag, for example custom tag, for example user defined functions, CFX tag and component. And you have most likely already used the CF include tag. So we have already discussed about the CF include in your work, and probably saved yourself for some repetitive work. That is, we're already including the CF includes tag that is in the work, and already saved yourself for some repetitive work. By means of this tag, you can include a template with the sequence of the tags frequently used in other templates. So whatever the template that is discussed, that is available, that is discussed in this tag, that is discussed in this one, to frequently access the variable, frequently use the variable with these templates. One drawback is that you have to keep track of the address at which the tag is to be included, or that at which the tag to be included is located. So one of the major difficulty, one of the major drawbacks, you have to keep the track, you have to keep each and every track, that is where is the data is available, the where is the data is going. So you have to keep the track of the address at which the tags to be included is located. In this session we discuss about the custom tags and the user defined tags. So in this session, that is session number 12, we are going to discuss about the custom tags, and there is a user defined tags that is available with this one. And you are also referred to RBB for information about the CFX tags. Visit also Macromedia website for additional information. So we also can also visit the Macromedia website. Then components and the web services will be discussed in later sections. So first is custom tag, then there is a user defined functions. So the cold fusion includes almost 100 tags. That is, it includes almost 100 tags, and the cold fusion also includes a feature. This also includes a feature. What is the main feature? That is a custom tag, that is a CF tags, which permits user to define their own tags for operations or procedures frequently used. So whatever the operation, whatever the procedure that is defined in a feature, that is defined in a custom tag, that is a CF tag, that permits the user to define their own tags for their operation. So whatever the operation, whatever the tag that is included in this tag. So Cold Fusion also includes a feature, that is a custom tag, that is a CF tags, which permits user to define their own tags for operations or procedures frequently used. So whatever the operation, whatever the procedure that is frequently used, for the CF tags, that is the Cold Fusion tags. And CF tags are very easy to use, save the developer for rewriting the code for the specific operation. So whatever the codes, whatever the tag that are easy to use, that saves the developer for rewriting the code. So whatever the developer writes for rewriting the codes, that is used for the specific operation, that is done by the CF tag, that is a Cold Fusion tag. So that includes almost 100 tags. And that also permits a definition of the attribute that can be stored in a standard directory. So whatever the standard directories that is available, that is included in the definition of the attributes that is stored in the directory, that is stored in the folders, and also decreases the possibility for creating the bugs in the tedious rewriting of the code. So whatever the tedious work, that is rewriting of the code, does not increase or decrease the possibility of the bugs, possibility of the chances of the error in this tedious rewriting of the codes. And the sessions application template or example includes a tailor-made logging of application use. So whatever the application we are using, whatever the tool that we are using, we are using to going into the use of the logging of the application use. Evaluating web applications requires observations and the data. So there are multiple observations that is included with the web application that requires observations and the data. One type of data is log data, reflecting the user's movement from one computer, from one template to another. So whatever the user movement that is available, that user movement is from one template to another during a visit to the website. So whenever we visit the template, that is from one site to the another site, that included the site, and probably that is used for a sequence of the visit. So whatever the sequence, whatever the site that is available, that is sequence to the visit, that is the website events. Now there is a log data that can identify the template frequently visited by the user. So whatever the data that is frequently visited by the user, the user's path to the application, and the time spent by the user at each template or a sequence of templates. So whatever the sequence, whatever the template that is available, the template is used for sequencing the data, for sequencing the criteria. The purpose is usually to provide knowledge to developer for improving the application. So what is the main purpose? That is used to provide the knowledge to developer for improving the application. Now let us consider the following scenarios. Imagine that the milestone, that is the important part in the application, important point in the application. So that means the main point that is used in the application, that is known as a milestone, that can be identified in an application. Now, at each milestone, that is each level, a log recording can be embedded. So whenever we record something, that is embedded into the recording, and recording passing of each milestone will be the data of the type required. So whatever the type of data required, that is required with the parsing, or that is required with the recorded passing of the data. Right. What should be recorded in connection with the milestone passing? That means what should we record, or what is the data that is recorded in the, or that is recorded in connection with the milestone passing. So there are at least four usual facts, or therefore at least four useful facts for any log record. So there are four useful facts that is available for the four records. Now what is four useful facts? One is the ID, then next is the timestamp, then current milestone, then previous milestone. So when first there is available, that is the ID, then next part is the timestamp, and next part is the current milestone, then next part is the previous milestone. So these are the four parts that is used for the four facts that is available for the milestone passing. One is the ID, then there is a milestone or timestamp, one ID, then timestamp, then current passing, then previous passing. So there are four parts that is used in the milestone passing. One is the ID, the next is the timestamp, the next is the current milestone, the next is the previous milestone. So these are the four parts that is used for any log record, that is ID, timestamp, current milestone, and the previous milestone. And a CF tag which takes care of the recording of these four facts can be defined by the following template, that is a log milestone.cfm. So there is a log milestone that is used with the CFM. Then this is a log milestone.cfm. This is a CF set, then timestamp equals to now. So the timestamp is used as a now function. So the now function have a value that is going into the timestamp. Then CF set ID equals to session pin. So that is a CF set, that is a setting the value as ID equals to session dot pin. So there is a session value that is available that is used in the pin. Then CF set, then current milestone equals to CGI dot script name. So whatever the current milestone that is available, that is used with the CGI dot script name, that the script name will be used with this one, that is the scripting name will be used with this one. Then CF if, now it is using the if condition, that is CF if then note is defined, that is the note is defined over here. Then session previous milestone, note is defined, so it is not defined over here. Then session dot previous milestone, then CF set, then session dot previous milestone. So setting the value of the session dot previous milestone, that is equals to double quote start, that is a blanking of the double quotes. Then there is a closing of the CF if. So this is the opening of the CF if, and there is a closing of the CF if. Then CF set, then milestone record, that is the recording the milestone as a ID, then timestamp, then current milestone, then session dot previous milestone, that is the number of the IDs, number of the timestamp, then current milestone, session dot previous milestone. Then CF set, the session dot previous milestone, that is used as the number of the current milestone. Then CF if not file exists, the file is not exist, then the log records dot htm, that the log record dot htm will be used in this one. Then CF file, then action equals to write, so that is the action is given as a write. Then file equals to session dot path, so whatever the session variable that is available, that is used in the session dot path. Then log records dot htm, then output equals to dash, then h3, that is available in the h3 tag, that is the heading number tag. Then font color equals to blue, that is the font color is taken as a blue. Then a milestone record, so this is available in the blue color, that is a milestone records. Then the CF if will be closed, so this is the opening of the CF if, this is the closing of the CF if. Then there is the CF if, file, that the file have a action append, then file equals to session dot path, then log records dot htm. So that is the file have action, what is the action over here, that is the append, then file have a session dot path, that is a log records dot htm. Then output is available as a milestone record. Then the p tag will be used, so there is a p tag that is used with the file stone, or that is used with the milestone, that is session dot path, that is the log records dot htm. Note that the above listing shows that this template is not different from a regular template. So this template is not different from a regular template. And the line 2 to 4 take care of the generating 3 of the 4 variable that is defined over here, that wanted for the log recording. So that is wanted for the log recording, and the value, that is session.pin, is assumed set when the users enter the application. So whenever the user enter the application, that is entering the application by way of the scenario, by way of the understanding, that is used in this one. The fourth variable, that is the previous milestone, does not exist if the recording is the milestone, first milestone of the current session. So whatever the current milestone that is used for the current session, then lines 5 to 7 defines the session dot previous milestone to be blank. So whatever the milestone that is available, that is the session available, that is session dot milestone that is available to be blank. Line 8, that composes a list called the milestone record, and the lines 10 to 12 test the existence of the file log records.htm. So that is used with the file record store.htm, and if the file does not exist, that is this is the first log recording done, that the template establishes the file. So whatever the establishing part, whatever the file that is used, that does not exist in the file. And the finally line 13 appends the last milestone to the record of the log records.htm, that is the last milestone that is used for the recording the files. And there are custom tag that is also defined in this one. So that's all for today's session. Thank you so much everyone for listening me. The next tag, the next part, that is a custom tag we are going to consider